Welcome to the Pageantry PodCast.
And today's very special Pageantry Podcast guest, calling in from Arizona this morning, your newly crowned Miss Teen USA 2022, Faron Medhi. Faron, good morning.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I wouldn't miss this interview for the world. If you're ready, I'm ready this morning. We'll just jump right into it.
All righty, I'm ready.
Take us back to the final two. What was going through your mind?
Well, honestly, it went so fast from 5 to 2. It was crazy because I felt like I didn't even know what was going on. I was like, no way am I in the final 2 at Miss Teen USA right now. This isn't real. And I was holding hands with Jenna, Miss Idaho, and she's just the sweetest girl. We were just like sitting there like, I love you, telling each other how much we love each other. And it was so crazy. And then when they called Idaho as winner, I thought she had won. So I was really excited for her. And then I think it kind of hit me, the realization. I was like, hold the phone. Like, it's me. And I was like, what the heck? This is so crazy. Like, honestly, after I figured out that it was me who won, I kind of blacked out. Like, I was just in shock completely. And it's been a dream ever since, honestly. Like, I just cannot believe that I ended up winning and that I have this title now. And I feel so grateful for the opportunity.
When did that realization actually hit you on stage?
Honestly, like, I think it took a few seconds because if you watch my crowning video, I like smile for her and I'm like hugging her. And then I think it's like mid-hug where I'm like, wait, hold on. Does that mean I won? And then I'm like, what the heck? And I like look over in the audience as my parents were sitting on the left floor. And so, I mean, I like looked over at them a lot throughout the night, throughout the competition. And I was like, is that me to my mom? Because I'm like, I need confirmation real quick. So it was just like, I don't know. I still didn't believe it was real. Like, even when I had the crown on my head, I was like, is this even real right now?
And your reaction was priceless. So congratulations once again.
Thank you. I was so excited.
How did you prepare for Miss Teen USA?
So preparing for Miss Teen USA was a little difficult just because I'm a pre-med student, so I have rigorous classes. And so balancing all of that was a lot of fun just to learn time management and more about myself. But my favorite interview thing is I have a little, the voice memos on your iPhone. I would record myself talking on my iPhone, and then from there, every single time I would get in my car, I would play the voice memos. So then every time I would be driving, I would listen to my voice memos of me asking myself interview questions, and I would answer them like while I'm driving. I would also walk in my mom's studio. She owns a hip hop dance studio, so I would constantly be there when I was in Omaha, whether it was walking in my gown, practicing activewear. And every time I listen to music, I would always add the music into a playlist that's either called like activewear or gown. And then I would have a huge playlist for both that I could practice walking to.
As the first Indian American to capture the crown, how has the reaction been from the community?
It's been so amazing. The Indian community has been very supporting of me, and I think that that's so awesome. There was even, I think my dad said that I was the #1 Googled person in India for that day. I'm not sure how true that is, but I thought that was really cool. I mean, just in general, I've always felt very supported by my Indian community. And so winning this title and being able to represent Indians is just something that's really special to me.
What originally interested you in pursuing the title of Miss Teen USA?
Well, I've been competing in pageants since I was 9 years old. And so I've been at this for a long time. And I always knew that the Teen USA goals were a little more prestigious, and I always looked up to them. So Sam Washington, she was Miss Nebraska Teen USA a few years ago. She made a really big impact on me during her reign. And I knew that I wanted to be that role model for other young women, especially just because how much she impacted me and how much she made me feel, good about myself and inspired me. And I wanted to be that inspiration for other children. And so I've just been looking at this title for a very long time. And the first ever pageant, I always tell people this story because it's so cool to me. The first ever pageant coaching session I was in, her name is Robin Gifford. She was with Springboard Girls at the time, but I came in, I was like 9 years old, and she told me, you have to do Teen USA someday. And I was, little, and I was like, what is that? I don't know what that means, because it was my first time ever going into a pageant coach. And she told me, it's this really big pageant. I think you're perfect for it. And I was like, ever since then, my eyes were set on this title. And I've honestly, every pageant I've competed in up until this point, I've been preparing for this. So it's just very rewarding that I'm here now and that I'm holding the title.
And congratulations once again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Tell us about your personal platform.
So my platform is all about self-worth and confidence. I really truly believe that we need to be investing in our youth of today, just because social media and confidence, like, they're lacking, because everyone goes on social media and compares themselves, and it's just really hard with all of the things that are going in our society to feel that self-worth. But I truly believe that if we start with confidence and self-worth, then we would see it reflected in our society in such an amazing way. And so what I've been able to do is I have my own personal book. It's a little affirmation book because I love my affirmations when it comes to boosting self-confidence. But I wrote it for elementary students, and I was able as Miss Nebraska to reach over 2,000 students during my reign before I moved to Phoenix in Nebraska. And so impacting them that way was really, really special to me. But basically, I read them my affirmation alphabet. So it has affirmations for every single letter of the alphabet, and I would have them recite it with me. And so being in a classroom of like 100 kids, and we're all reciting affirmations together, talking about confidence and self-love, and giving them that toolbox to hopefully that they can carry with them throughout their lives to really make a difference in their minds and how they feel about themselves. It was just really, really sweet to see them all really care about what they're saying about themselves. And it was the most rewarding thing that I could have ever done with my Nebraska title.
How did you become passionate about pediatric medicine since you're in college studying pre-med?
Yes. So I'm a dance teacher. I've been teaching since I was 13 years old. So I've always worked with kids. I've been in a lot of mentoring positions throughout my life. So I've held lots of mentoring positions, and I just love working with kids. So my neighbor is a pediatrician. She owns her own pediatric practice. I've been able to shadow her and mentor some of her clients as well. And just seeing the impact that she's made on children's lives and how much she gets to mentor them every day. I'm so passionate about mentoring. I think it would be so cool if I was able to do that in my every single day job.
And congratulations. And I do commend you. My niece, who is actually getting married in a couple of weeks, I'm heading up to Carolina for that, is
Oh,
actually a pediatric oncologist nurse. She was in
okay.
Schreiner's job. So congratulations. I do commend you on your passion.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you describe attending a faith-based university?
I really like it here. I think that it's super cool that we're able to not necessarily push like faith down everyone, because not everyone believes the same way here. But in my classes, we get to talk about God and Christianity. And that's something I never experienced in high school just because I went to a public high school. But going here, it's really cool because, we have Bible verses in classes and devotionals and things like that. And I really love that I get to connect with God and learn at the same time. And I think that is really cool. We also have like fun worship things on campus that are cool opportunities and stuff like that. So I just feel close to God in my education, and it's something where I get to glorify Him.
What do you hope to accomplish as Miss Teen USA 2022?
I just hope that I leave a lasting impression and a legacy. I know that my legacy has already been started, being the first Miss Nebraska to win Miss Teen USA, being the first Indian American to win Miss Teen USA. But I want to further that and really be involved in my community and be known as the girl who made a change in her community with the title. Holding this platform is a really big deal to me, and I want to do a lot and impact a lot of people with it, because I have the opportunity to mentor so many young women as well, because there's a lot of girls that are looking up to me with this title, and I just want to inspire other people.
And it is early in your
Yeah.
year as Miss Teen USA 2022.
Yes.
Have you been able to hit the red carpets or do anything exciting yet?
I've just been doing interviews so far. It's only been 2 weeks. So really the first week, all I was doing was catching up on schoolwork just because I had missed a week and a half. So honestly, that was like took up most of my time. So hopefully after I get a little more adjusted and back into the swing of things here at the university, I'll be able to go out and do more appearances and be in my community. I'm planning on possibly going back to Nebraska in the next month, maybe to go to a Husker game and do some appearances down there. So we'll see. I'm excited.
What would you like people to know about you?
Well, I'm a dance teacher. I know I've mentioned that. I love kids. I love cats. I have a lot of personality and I love people so much. Also, I would just encourage people to follow me on social media because I love posting things on there that are uplifting and make you feel better about yourself rather than looking at my social media and feeling like you're torn down. So that's just something I'm really passionate about is promoting like healthy things on social media instead of things that might make you go to social media and feel like you're not worthy or comparison and stuff like that. I just think in today's world it's really important as a title holder to make sure that people are leaving your page feeling uplifted and inspired and like they can have a better day after looking at your page.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Since you mentioned social media, how can people follow you throughout the year?
So my personal social media is at Faron Medhi. That's FARONMEDHI. And at Miss Teen USA is on Instagram. And so that's how you can follow me throughout my reign. I'll be posting on Instagram a lot. I post on my stories all the time on my personal. And I'm just excited to get started with social media a little more and dive into that.
How can someone learn more about competing in Miss Teen USA?
Yes, so really you first look into your state. So you can just look up the website, you can look up whatever your state is, Miss State USA or Teen USA, depending on your age. And I would totally encourage any girl who is watching to dive into that and just take the risk because it can be scary and sometimes fear can hold people back from starting just because, fear of being rejected or not winning. But truly, as soon as you step on the pageant stage, you've learned so much about yourself through the prep that you already win. And the friends that you make, you walk away with that crown, whether it's invisible or a physical title, because of how much you learn throughout the process of competing. And I just can't describe how amazing pageants have been for me when it comes to furthering who I am as a person.
Since you've been competing since 9 years old, what have you learned about yourself through competition?
I wouldn't even be who I am today without pageants. I've learned how to articulate my thoughts and talk to people, network with so many people. I just can't even describe what pageants have done for me, especially with my confidence. I truly just don't think that my confidence would be at the level that it is right now if I wasn't competing in pageants. The empowerment that it's brought me is indescribable.
Anyone you'd like to recognize?
Oh my goodness, there's so many people. My mom has done so much for me. She's like my personal seamstress. So anytime something doesn't fit me, she'll take it in for me. She has driven me around everywhere to all my appearances in Nebraska. She went to every single one and took pictures for me. So she is Superwoman and has done so much for me to get me to this point. But also my coaches, Jorge, Robin, and Aaron, Emery, all of those people who have really just loved on me throughout my journey. There's been so many people that have supported me, and truly it takes a village to get to this point and to be Miss Teen USA. I could not have done it alone, and I'm just really grateful to all the people that have lifted me up on this process and helped contribute to the woman that I am today.
Any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts? Well, I'm just really grateful and I'm excited for this year. I want to make a big impact and hopefully leave a lasting legacy when it comes to especially impacting children. That's really what I want to do. I just want to impact our youth and really instill those self-confidence values into anyone that I can touch and just make sure that everyone I come across this year that I am eluding love and hopefully making their day a little bit better. And as Miss Teen USA, I just want to help other people. And I think that's what pageants are for. I really truly believe that pageants are just big platforms that you can use to help other people. And that's the most beautiful thing about them. And I think that there's always a stereotype around pageant women, but truly every single woman I've ever met is out in her community making a huge change and they're all leaders. And I think that it's so cool that pageants are giving women these huge platforms and so much empowerment to go out in their community and make a really big difference. And I'm just excited that you have me here talking to you. And I just want to thank you for having me because this has been so amazing.
It has been my pleasure. And you have certainly brightened my morning here in Orlando Pageantry Magazine. And today's very special pageantry guest has been Miss Teen USA 2022, Faron Medhi. Faron, thank you so much for calling in today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been so amazing to talk to you.